But I wanted to talk about another subject that has been looming for a while. The Whiff's car. You saw the video regarding the misfiring, and I replaced the spark plug wires. Problem seemed to go away. Ran good. It still sputtered a little bit right at the very beginning after I replaced them, but it smoothed out after that and it was running fine. So about a week or two goes by, and she says to me, "Hey, the car is acting up again." I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "Well, it's not bad, and I'm not getting the flashing check engine light anymore, but every now and again I just feel like something a little lumpy, like when I start to go or something like that." I said, "I don't know, I got to drive it," and then I didn't get around to doing that for a while. And then like last Friday or the one before, whatever the hell it was, I lost track of all time here, it was pouring rain out. And she calls me up and she says, "Okay, I got to a traffic light and everything in the car shut off." I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "The lights went out, the fan stopped, the radio went off, the windows didn't work, the door locks didn't work, but the car is still running." Okay. So anyway, she kept driving, and then a couple of moments later, everything just came back, and a moment or two after that, check engine light, just what I wanted. And that was like a PO500, if I remember, vehicle speed sensor. And that controls a whole bunch of stuff. That will control the transmission, let it know when to shift, the ABS, and probably some engine running parameters. And I guess if you have a car with variable valve timing, which that car does not have, it might actually control that as well. I haven't the slightest, but apparently it's a pretty vital sensor. So it comes as no real surprise that that code was thrown, because if that lost power, as she states it did, then that would wreak all sorts of havoc. I'm surprised it didn't throw any more codes, as a matter of fact. That problem hasn't returned. But regarding the misfire, that did. And it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. So it was time to put some spark plugs in it. So no big deal, but I don't have a spark plug wrench, so now I got to go out to my dad. So we're driving out there, stop at the auto parts store on the way. I picked up a set of Bosch Platinum Plus 4. They have like the little 4 electrodes around the 4 ground straps around the electrode on it. And I know it's a gimmick in that, but they were pretty inexpensive. They were $5 a piece and a $3 rebate on each, so whole set cost me $8. Wow. So that's after I get the rebate back, of course. But anyways, I took it over there, and it was misfiring like crazy. Didn't throw the flashing check engine light, but it really was not running right and wasn't happy. Anyway, we get over there, and after a little bit of farting around, I pulled the plug wires off, put the wrench on the first plug, and it required almost no force to remove. The plug was finger tight. Then we went to the next plug. Same story. Same story with all 4 plugs. Now that also would indicate why we're having a misfire, because not getting good compression in the damn cylinders. Now why were they finger tight? Toyota fucked up again. That's right. That car was serviced at Toyota probably 8 years ago. And they most likely had replaced the plugs. I don't have the exact service record, so I don't know. But I doubt it came from the factory that way. Regardless, those plugs were running for probably in the neighborhood of 60,000 miles or more. And they were only finger tight. I always wondered why the car never really seemed to have a lot of power. It always just went, but it never really went. So anyway, we replaced the plugs, twisted the key, fired right up, and I could immediately tell just how it was idling, that we had much better compression going on in the cylinders. And more compression means more power. took it for a ride around. My God, it's a fucking rocket ship now. Amazing. So we solved the misfire condition, and the car has more horsepowers, and probably is going to get a lot better fuel economy on top of that, because now that the plugs are in tight, you're getting a lot higher compression in the cylinder than you were, because before it was just blowing the fuck out, which also is likely what was causing that brown shit on the plug wire stalks. If you remember in the video, we had like brown shit on the stalk there. Well, when we pulled the new plug wires out, just at the tip, it was starting to do that. And that would likely be combustion gases leaking out from the threads on the old spark plugs. Toyota fucked up again. Fucking bastards.